All right, hey everybody, welcome back to another Gravity stream. Cheers. Gonna do some. I think we're gonna finish up, or make at least a good start on this guy, the coin problem. Hey, Robert. Hey, man, how's your game coming? It's looking great, by the way. Yeah, it's gone. I know what you mean. I had a good weekend. Yeah, it was actually a really good weekend. I capped it off by taking the squeak out of my chair. Yeah, everything takes too long. Everything takes too long. I wish for the day when I can just tell the computer, I can just be a pure designer and just tell the computer, yeah, you know what, make the bullets a little bit more red. No, it's too red. Go back, make them a little bit greener. Oh, perfect. Yeah, use those bullets. And just have it do all the boring stuff like drawing the bullets and programming them and everything. Yeah, I mean, I like programming because it gets me where I want to be and I'm good at it. But if I didn't have to do it, that'd be even better. All right, so the coin problem. We did this, not allowing the coins to spawn inside the walls. We made the coins easier to spot, or rather, this one kind of solved that problem for us, and I just took it off my list. So, collecting the coins doubles the gun power for a limited time. Every nth coin doubles the power for 10 seconds. I'm thinking every 10th coin you collect will double your power for 10 seconds. We'll see. Those numbers are probably need some tweaking, but we'll see. Let me show you. Oh yeah, look. So here I am. Level chooser I finished up. I decided for the user campaign chooser to go with this type of structure. So you've got my launch button down here that it's not active yet. But when you pick a campaign, it automatically switches to the next mission. Launch button's highlighted. You can look at past missions you've already done. It works with the gamepad. Watch this. Gamepad. Boom, boom. Right? So, pretty happy with that. I mean, it works. It works. Works pretty well, actually. Little sound when you try to open an unlocked, or a locked level, rather. Just can't do it. So, lots of feedback. Works well. Done and done. So, collecting coins doubles gun power for a limited time. So that means we need to keep track of how many coins we're collecting. And then when we cross a threshold, tell the bullets that they need to do twice the damage. And start a counter. And we'll need to do some new art for these powered up bullets. But we'll save that for later. So, first things first, let's look at our bullets. right now there's a ship, and there's a bullet that the ship shoots, right? And the bullets do a certain amount of damage, which is 1. Right now it's just 1. Yeah. Bullets do 1 damage right now. And then the bullets are emitted. Whoops. Oh, see there. Whoop. So the bullets are emitted by the ship. Here's the code in the ship for getting the bullets seen. This plays a sound effect for each bullet when it's fired. This plays a sound effect for each bullet when it hits an enemy. This plays a sound effect for each bullet when it hits anything and shooting some sparks out. And if that enemy that it hits, if that thing it hits has a hurt method, then it plays hit an enemy sound effect. Otherwise, it just plays kind of a different sound effect, like a thud, right? And then there's the shoot method here, which does a bunch of stuff, but basically it gets down here and it creates an instance of the bullet, positions it, gives it an impulse to shoot it in the correct direction. Pretty simple. So the ship takes care of the bullets shooting and the sound effect that the bullets make, because I wanted the sound effect to survive, longer than the bullet. I mean, that's old code. I could probably take this hit stuff and put it in the bullet itself, but it's here now. It's fine. The bullet itself, I mean, that's how I would do it if I was making the bullets today. But when I made the bullets originally, I did it this way. And it works, and I'm not going to change it right now. The bullet scene itself does a certain amount of damage, and when the bullet hits something, if the thing it hits can be hurt, then it'll hurt it and then destroy itself. When the bullets are destroyed, just point of note here, they don't actually just disappear. They don't destroy themselves. What happens is they just hide themselves, which gives time for the particle trail to fade out. And then it starts a timer. And then when the timer is done, then it actually destroys the bullet scene. But this is the important part. It does some damage when it hits something. So if the ship is going to be collecting the coins, the ship is going to be keeping track of, how many have been collected, whether they're powered up bullets or not. And then when it shoots a bullet, it's going to need to tell each bullet if it's, how much power it has. I think that's the way to go. I could also have the game just keep track of how many coins the player has collected. But then when you shoot a bullet, the game doesn't have direct access to each bullet as it's fired. And the bullet doesn't know about the game in a way, you know what I mean? It's not directly. Like right here, I think, is where you'd want to say, this bullet is twice as powerful, and this is in the ship. So I'm going to have the ship keep track of the coins that are collected. And then tell the bullet how much power to use. So coins are involved in this as well. I call them pickups. It's the pickup scene. And And the thing about the pickups is they don't actually know about the ship or the player either. They just fly towards the player, and when they're within 32 pixels, they die. And die does this. And increments this stat, adds some points, right? So they do emit a signal. I don't think that I connect that signal to anything. I don't think there's anything in my game looking for that signal. Hey, Hahavi. How you doing, my friend? Pretty good. Good weekend. Pardon. My phone's blowing up right now. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know, what are you doing next Sunday? Let's talk. Let's talk about it. All right, so I think the player is going to have to know about coins being picked up. So right here, I do have a reference. The game does know about the player, and it knows about the coins. So the game can say player, right, dot connect. No. Pickup dot connect destroyed to player right. So it's gonna actually I don't want it here, because some pickups are generated like this, and some pickups just are in the game automatically as part of the world. Maybe I want to do connect destroyed to game pickup collected, right? So every pickup is going to, when it's destroyed, which happens when its die method is called, right? Yeah. It's going to connect its destroyed signal to the game, which is a singleton that I use, and call this pickup collected method. Already this is kind of getting complicated. And then in here, this is my game singleton. I have pickup collected, right? And in here I have a reference to the player. But rather than update the player, maybe I can take the player out of this equation here and just do something like, oh, and actually, you know what? Actually, I don't even need this signal, I think. That could be a little cleverer. Maybe too clever. Well, let's see. I would need... last kill, chain, coins collected, right? Let's call them pickups, because I call them pickups everywhere else in my code. I only call them coins sometimes. All right. Right. So then I could say pickups collected, like that. If pickups collected is greater than pickups needed, then what? I'm going to need a timer. Let's look at the game. So I'm thinking about adding this power up, right, to the ship. And I'm going to need a timer somewhere. And I would think I would like to have the timer on the ship itself. Which means to start this timer, I need to call game.player.start power up timer, you know, something like that, right? And I have this value, pickup collected, pickups needed, but these also could be in the player. So why am I putting it here? It's because here, when the pickups are created, the player might not exist yet. That's why. The player might not exist yet. Game.player is null, right? Could be null. The player can be destroyed at almost any time. And there's no guarantee that the player is going to exist when the coins exist. Yeah. But this game singleton always exists. Yes, that's correct. So, with that in mind, I want to put this timer here. Or maybe I want to put it in the main game scene. Yeah, because I've got a bunch of other timers already in here. It wouldn't be out of place here. Let's see. Game, right? Let's see. Let's say get root. No, get tree current current scene, right? Does that do what I think it does? I think it does. That'll get this scene. So this will go someplace else. I'm not too worried about getting this wrong because it's easy to redo it. It's fine. Let's call this pickups collected, pickups needed, pickups collected, pickups needed. Just by convention, I like putting constants as all capital. Yeah, and then I want to start a timer. And we'll call this a pickup power up timer. Put it right there. And we'll say it will last for 10 seconds. And it's a one shot, which means it won't repeat itself. And yeah, that's fine. I may have to move this. I'm already thinking ahead to how is the bullet going to know that this timer is running? Or how's the bullet going to know? Or how's the ship going to know to... let's cross that bridge when we get there. So, pick up, power up timer, start. Right? And I can do pickups collected equals 0. Let's do that. Right? So it's making progress towards this. Every pickup you collect, it's going to do that. And then, right, which is this. This is going to keep track of its progress. Once its progress has got enough, it's going to reset the progress and start the timer. Then, the bullet will need to do some damage, and it will do extra damage. Or rather, when the bullets are spawned, they need to either be regular bullets or super bullets. See, this is telling me I want to put it in the player again. Because the ship could say, what kind of bullet am I shooting? Am I shooting a regular bullet or a super bullet? And with super bullets, if I made them their own scene, they could do all kinds of cool stuff. Whew. I have these 3 or 4 things that are all intertwined. I don't like this. I don't even like this whole line, really. Because just looking at this line, I'm like, what does that do? I have no idea. Just by looking at this, I have no clue what this would be for. Whereas this, I get. And this I get, right? This is more opaque. Like, why would I even need this? I would ask myself later. And then I have to go and look at this, whatever this is, and go, oh yeah, that's the main game scene. Pickups collected, so I'd have to then go and look here and go, oh, I see what it's doing. Right. So I do think, I mean, I have this limitation, right? This can't talk to the player because the player doesn't exist yet. So I can't connect a signal to the player. But what if I don't need a signal? Or at least, yeah, what if I don't need a signal right then? What if I just do it here? I could do it right here. I could have the coins keep track. Do I really want the coins keeping track of this? But again, I could just say game dot collect coin, right? This is very clear. This is calling collect coin on the game object, the game singleton, to do something, right? Let's head down this road and see where it takes us. No signal, right? I'm just calling collect coin on the game singleton. So it's not here. I'm going to delete this. Right? Okay. In the game singleton, I have collect coin. And I need those variables from back here. Right. Like that. And then at this point in the process, the coin has been collected by something. The only thing that can collect coins is the player. So I know the player is real. But let's just check if game.player, then game.player.start pickup powerup. So the coins tell the game you've picked up a coin. The game keeps track of how many have been picked up, and when enough have been picked up, it tells the player, start your power up. Then, in the player ship, I can have a pickup power up timer, a pickup power up timer. It'll be 10 seconds. It'll be a one shot. And then I can say here in the ship, if pickup power up timer dot what is it called? Stopped? I can't remember if it's stopped or started or running. Is stopped. Then bullet equals null. Then create a regular bullet, else create a fancy bullet, right? Power bullet. And that doesn't exist yet, so it's complaining. And I'll say power bullet. And my power bullet is just a regular bullet for now. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, so if the pickup power timer is not running, it's going to do a regular bullet. If it is running, it's going to do a special bullet. And I can use this check other places too to put some extra polish, some extra juice on the ship, right? I can paint it red and I don't know, whatever it needs, right? I can add some extra juice to the ship. And the game doesn't have to know. So the only thing the game is keeping track of is the total that were picked up, and then it activates the ship when enough have been picked up. That makes sense to me. This function manages the power-up that applies to the ship when enough coins have been collected by the player. Let's put it right here. These variables track progress towards activating the pickup power-up. Right? So I need 10. Here's my current progress towards 10. This gets called every time a coin gets collected, updates the progress. If enough have been collected, it zeroes out the progress for next time. And if there's a player in the game, in the world, then start the player's power-up process. And right now, the only code I have in here, oh, I need to add that method. Right? What was it called? Start pickup power up. Right, so I need to have, and this will just do pickup power up timer start. Right? For now. Later I can do stuff like, you know, start a special animation or play a sound, something. Yeah. So let's just see if it works. Go into my test scene. And let's create some pickups. Bop, 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 bop. 10. So see, the player doesn't exist, and now he does exist. This is why I couldn't connect the signal earlier. But I'll collect these. Bop, no errors. That's encouraging. Pickup power activated, right, when I got that 10th one. And if I go in here and say, let's add a, let's add something to shoot back. Let's make it a fair fight. So I'll collect these, and I'll see a pickup power activated. Then I'll shoot this guy. He'll drop 10 coins, and I'll pick up those, and it'll print pickup power activated a second time. And there they are. Boom, boom. So this works. It works. Hey, it works. Good job, John. It's always nice to see code working. Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. My trusty bottle of WD-40 fell over, which is what I use to quiet the squeaks on my chair. Listen to this. Oh. Utter silence. Yeah, I use a liberal spray of WD-40 in all of my code. All right. Let's make a fancy bullet. Yeah, let's do that. Let's save this as a power bullet. It's got a script here. And I want to take that script and I want to make it unique. No, I don't want to do that. Commando! Thanks for the follow. I'm going to do this. I'm going to export this variable. Okay? So, let me open my bullet scene. So in my normal bullet, I've got damage 1. But in my power bullet, I'll have damage 2. Easy peasy. And in here, I've got a trail scene. And how is this thing colored? Uses a gradient. It's white. Is that really the color? Are bullets really just have a white trail in this game? No. They have a blue trail. That's what I thought. Why is this trail white? No. Line 2D, default color, there's a gradient, colors, fades out, capping, border, visibility, blah, blah, blah. Where the heck's the color? Trail, visibility. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm setting the color here, overriding the color of the trail. So the trails are white, but I can change the color per instance, right? So this trail will be white, but my power bullet trails will be, or will be blue, but my power bullet trails will be, I think that's the color I want. Let me check. I'm being pretty rigorous about keeping a, what do you call it? A standard palette. E43, B44, yeah. So I'm using just these colors throughout the game. It's not technically true. I use other colors sometimes. But very, very sparingly, I try to stick to these as much as possible as my base colors. I mean, one big exception is the nebula background, the star background. That uses colors all over the map. But those colors work well with the other colors in the game, so it's not very noticeable. I mean, I suppose if somebody goes through the game with a color picker, they're going to find all these places. But all the main front end or foreground type stuff all uses these colors. Some of the glows are a little different. There's obviously some alpha layers that are being used, some semi-transparency in some cases. Anyway, like I said, I try. So the trails for these power bullets will be red, and the particle trail I need to make this unique because right now it's a reference and it's using the same one I think that will be here. So I'm going to make this unique, and then I can change its color as well. Right here, and I'll do the same thing. Right? And I've got, looks like I've got a blue glow on here. Let's change that one as well. This is my power bullet. E43V44. Oh, power bullet. That's looking more powerful. All right, so I've got power bullets now with have damage 2, different colors, right? But using the same underlying code and node tree as regular bullets. Which makes me think I could probably get away with not actually creating this scene. I could do this all in code in here. Right? I could do it here. If the bullet is the power bullet, then do some code to change the colors and everything. But that's going to limit me a little bit. I just prefer to make these kinds of visual changes this way, using the inspector, adding stuff. So, because like right now, all I've changed is some colors, but what I'm probably going to do is I may even change the sprite. I might add, a second particle trail. This is going to evolve. And by keeping it in its own scene like this and just having the ship create one of these, this code doesn't care. I never have to change this code again. It's just going to create a power bullet. The power bullet's going to do its thing. That works for me. May not work for you. But that's the way I prefer doing it. So this will be a power bullet now. And my power bullets do twice as much damage, and they're all red. My regular bullets are still blue, and they only do 1 damage. Let's go back to my test scene and see how that works. Let's move this guy over. This will make it more exciting. So I'm going to go get these coins, and then I'm going to have my power bullets. I'm going to go get that guy. Blue, right? Oh, power bullets activated. Yeah, he was definitely easier to kill. And then the bullet should turn back to blue in a few seconds. That timer was for 10 seconds. Yeah, there they go. So the timer expired. And when the timer expired, the timer stopped. And when the timer stopped, it makes these bullets. When the timer's running, it makes these bullets. Pretty simple pattern. And now I can do all kinds of cool stuff with the power bullets. I could, have an extra sound that plays when they spawn. I can make them bigger. I can do all kinds of stuff with this power bullet scene to make the bullets juicier and more amazing. And this code doesn't need to change. All right. Thanks, Jeff. So, I felt like 10 seconds was a little long. I'm going to make that 5 seconds. And you're going to need some way for the player to know that power bullets have been activated. And right now I do that through these types of things, right? I've got a collision warning node. I've got a fuel gauge node. Inside here, I've got a bunch of stuff. Got a little label, got an icon. I'm thinking right now, I'm just thinking you pick up 10 and you get bullets. So, I don't know. I don't want to put a timer on it. But I do want to encourage people to pick up the coins. Right? My main goal here is to encourage people to pick up all the coins. And if you know picking up the coins is going to get you a reward, then that should encourage you to go do it. If you have to pick up enough in a certain amount of time, and let's say there's 10 right there, right? And you pick up 3 and for some reason you get blown up. Well, now there's no reason to go get those 7. You have 0 incentive to go get those 7 because there's no way you can get 10 in the time limit. So you might as well just skip them. And that's the scenario I want to avoid. I want to reward people for picking them up always. Yeah. I think that's the plan. My HUD's looking a little cluttered. Got the fuel gauge, got a collision warning. I've got this gravity arrow. How am I going to tell the player that they've got a power up? I mean, one way would be to make the gun muzzle itself do something different, right? Where the heck is it? Right, I can make the muzzle itself change. Hold on, I have to Google that now. This isn't going to get me to any weird porn or anything, is it? Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I mean, I could add some cool sparks, some electricity effects. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This guy gets it. Yeah, so I need something, right? Yeah. Hey, Kurt. Oh, it's a long story, Kurt. We're talking about how I can make the gun muzzle on the ship power up. All right, I think what I need to do is have this turret. Right now it's just a static image, right? Static texture. what I want is some kind of sweet art on it and make it into an animation. So let's load up the turret and see what we can do quick and dirty. Right. So it's currently just one layer or one frame of animation. There's like a little shadow and the actual muzzle itself, right? I don't know. Let's see. Let's create a new frame here. We'll just create a new animation frame. Let's do like a... we'll do like 6 frames, I'm thinking. So let's take the colors first and change those. And we'll call this the default. And we'll call this... oops. Call these the power up animation, right? And right now it obviously doesn't do anything. But you can see the color will change, right? And then here I want to do something like, I don't know, let's see. Let's change that. And then we'll go, we will go, let's call this shadow. And this is turret. And this will be, let's do that. And then frame 3 be that. And frame 4 will be that. And frame 6, 5 will be that. See that? Not nearly as fast as I'd like. See how slow it is? Let's do that, and then let's do that, and then let's do that. And then we'll do, oops, that, and we'll do that. Ooh. It's funny how animation works. Charge Buster Cannon. Is he gonna do the thing? All right. Well, I didn't see it, but I know what he means. I know what you mean. Yeah. Like sucks in a bunch of stuff and then, yeah. I mean, my guy's, it's very small. It's very, very small. That's about how it appears in game. Anyway, rough draft. It's fine. Just trying to find something that works here. Maybe let's do this. Let's delete all that. And I've told myself use 6, but there's no reason to actually stick to that. I can add more if I want to. That's pretty obnoxious. Yeah. And then all along here I could do something like, oops, something like that. All right, I have something. Let's just put this in and see how it works. So in here, right, I've got my turret. I need to tell it's an animation now. I have 7 frames. Oops, wrong animation. My turret has 7 frames. And I'll create an animation player here. Actually, let's make this an animated sprite. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's change this into animated sprite. And we'll create new sprite frames. And we'll create a default animation with our ship texture turret, 1 vertical frame, 7. I want just that frame. Okay, that's my default. Create a new animation. Call it powerup. Do the same thing. Turret. But we're going to use these frames. And we'll play them really fast. Ooh. I actually like that. You can feel the power. Yeah. Then let's add a timeout on here. Bap, bap, like that. And we'll say turret, 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 play, oops, turret, play, default. And here we'll say, oh, that one will be default. So this is when the powerups ends. It'll play the default, and here it'll play powerup. And the other thing I want to do is when the player gets destroyed, they're going to lose their powerup, right? So that would be in here. So if they die, I want to take the power-up timer and stop it. And I want to take the turret and go back to default. When the player dies, it's going to kill the power-up. When they get the power-up, it's going to play the power-up animation, start the timer. And when the timer ends, it's going to go back to the regular animation. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. So I should spawn in here with the regular default. Nope, so that's not working right off the bat. Pick up the coins. There's my powered up buttons, or bullets. This should last for 5 seconds. Yeah, there they go. Alright, so it's still playing that red guy. Oh, there it goes. Now it's playing the blue guy. Strange. Do I have those right? Power up. Oh, I'll do that. So when the player is created, I want to make sure I'm playing the right one as well. Not just when it dies, but when you come into the world. And I have a revive method for this. Here. And in fact, I don't even need to do, I don't need to do this stuff when it dies. I can do this when it's revived. I think this works better because revive is called I think that works better. So let's see. So revive should get called right here. So it's going to reset those power-ups, right? Blue. Blue, blue, blue. Get these 10. Red. Look at that. Kill that guy. And now it should go back to blue. It changed to red again. Why did it change to red again? It did change to blue. And then it changed to red again. Do that again, see if we can replicate this bug. Blue. Get those coins. I'm red. Kill that guy. Oh, it's because I got these coins, right? I'm blue right now. Now I'm red again. Okay. Might have a timing issue here with the timer. Blue, get those. Timer's still running. Timer's still running. Kill him. Get those. Timer's still running. What was the bizarre behavior I was seeing before? Bop. I need a new sound effect for these powered up bullets. Yeah, so that works fine. Hard to kill yourself these days. All right. That works. So, if I have other power-ups that I add later, I'll put them here as well. I put this comment here just so I don't get confused to think that these are all together. So I'll reset all power-ups, and if I have other power-ups, I'll just pop them in here if I need to reset, right? So the ship takes care of its own power-ups, and it spawns the right kind of bullet, and the bullet knows how to do its thing. And I want to do one more thing here where I have shoot sound effects, right? So I'm doing some tricky stuff here with shooting, where I'm pitching the scale, or I'm scaling the, I'm doing some things with the pitch, randomizing the pitch of each shot, so they're a little bit different, which I could change now and let the engine do this, because there's a new, since I started this project, there's been a new audio stream player that randomizes the pitch for you, so I don't need to do this in code. Yeah, right. But then this shooting sound effect could just be, it's this guy. I could put this on each bullet. And let the bullets play their own sounds. Which I can't remember why I did this before. But I think that would be cleaner. And the same thing with the bullet hits. If the bullet hits something, or if the bullet hit an enemy, it's going to do something just slightly different, right? Even this could be in the bullet code. Why didn't I put this in the bullet code originally? Did I have a good reason? Does anybody know? It could be I had a good reason. It could be that I just didn't know any better. It's an old project. But these could go, and these could go into the bullet. See the tricky thing this is doing? Every time I shoot, it tries to find a open audio stream player. So there's one shoot sound effects. And it keeps an array of audio stream players. And when you first shoot, it's empty. So this doesn't even run. And then so this will be null. So then it takes this shoot sound effects and just duplicates it for each button and adds it to the array. And shifts the pitch and plays it. And then the second time you shoot, it now has an array of a sound effect player. And if it's playing, then it makes another one and pushes it onto the array. And eventually you'll end up with 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 of these things, all playing the sound effects so they don't overlap. But I could just as easily achieve the same thing by just putting it in the bullet itself and not have to deal with any of this. I do the same pattern with all my enemies too. With the enemies it makes more sense, because with the enemies, each enemy makes its own kind of bullet sound, but they all use the same bullet. But with the ship, I have different kinds of bullets that make different sounds, and the ship's always the same. So with the ship, it makes more sense to put the bullet sounds in the bullet. And then I can have different sounds for the power bullets versus the regular bullets. And I don't need all the shenanigans with the audio stream player array. Let's do one more quick search to see where I'm using this function call. just right there when you shoot. Okay, this should be safe. I'm going to delete this because I don't need it. I don't need that. And I don't need that. I'm not going to need a lot of code. This is great. I love deleting code. And this, I'm going to need some part of this, I think. And we're going to put that. Oh, and I won't need that. So this code should be error-free now. No warnings. In my bullet code, I want to pull in those sound effects. So let's find my ship. Whoops. I want to merge from scene. Ship. Ship. And I want that, that, and that. And in my ship, I can just delete those things. Bop, 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 delete. Okay. Then I do check if the body hit an enemy or it hit a non-enemy, right? And it adds some sparks and it creates some impact stuff. So impact. Let's take that, put it here. These are like my debris and things like that. Yeah, let's put it right there. And so when the bullet hits something is where I want that code, which I can just put in its body entered, right? I want to do that. Do that. And do that. Do that. Yeah. So then I want to play this sound effect. And this sound effect I want to be an audio stream player 2D. That's fine. Random audio. Stream. Could have swore, isn't there a... Yeah, there's a bunch of keyboard shortcuts. So right here I'm pressing Control and up and down arrow. That leaves the cursor where it is, but you can move up and down. This is just the arrow keys. This is Control with the arrow keys. This is Shift with the arrow keys. This is Control End, Control Home. Page down, page up. Fun with cursors. Pitch. Pitch scale, pitch scale. Random pitch. Audio stream random pitch. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so this is a little bit more difficult to use. I was hoping there was an audio stream player 2D with randomized pitch, but there's not. What you do is you create a audio stream random pitch for the audio stream you want. and then you assign that to an audio stream player 2D and it'll play it. But I'd rather just not deal with any of that nonsense and just manipulate the pitch by hand. It's just easier for me to do. So that code I deleted, I'm going to need back. That's okay. Source control to the rescue, right? Here's all the deleted code. So I want this and this and this. And I'm going to put them right in here like that. And I'm going to modify them a little bit. They're not going to work right off the bat. I don't need to pass in that because this is in the context of the bullet now. So the bullet knows where it is. Right. And it's going to play, I don't need to change its position. It's already going to be, it's already parented to the bullet, so it's already at the right position. I just need to pitch the scale, change the pitch and play it. Done and done. Same thing with this guy. Bullet hit sound effects. I don't need the position. Just change the pitch and play it. And then this guy, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I just need to do this. And my sound effect is going to be shoot sound effect. Right? Boom. And that reminds me, I can go back in here and find that shoot sound effects array. Just delete it because I don't need it. So each bullet is going to carry around its own sound effects and play them and do what it needs to do. Yeah. And the first thing it'll do is it'll play its shoot sound effect right when it's spawned it. When it hits something, it'll do some stuff. And if it hits something that it can hurt, it's going to do that sound. If it doesn't, it's going to do that sound. Okay, let's just see if that works before we mess about with special sound effects for the power bullet. Oh, actually, I need to add these 3 things to the power bullet. Merge from scene, bullet, bop, 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 because they're sharing a script. All right. Let's see if this just crashes immediately. Hey, not only did it not crash, it's making noises. All right, let's see if it got our power bullets. There they are. Oh, look at that. I refactored the whole thing, deleted some code, made it simpler, and it works. Okay. So now the cool thing is I can change the sound effect for this guy, right? In my power bullet, I can just give it a whole different sound. And yeah, let's just do it real quick and we can just see how it feels. So I use this app called Traction Waveform. I just upgraded it to the version 11. And I do all my sound effects in here. So I've got my, right, and I think in here I've got shooting. Got my missiles. Got my drones shooting. If I don't have my shooting in here, it's because I switched apps midway through doing this. I was just doing this in Audacity for a while. And at some point I switched over to this, and so I may not have all the sound effects in here. But that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll create a new edit. And I'll call it power shoot power up. No. Powerful bullet. Naming things. And I'm going to take my original bullet sound, which is in here somewhere. It's going to be with the ship in the sound effects folder. Shoot. That's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to pop that guy in here. That's my original sound effect. Zoom in on that. Right, and we're going to loop that. So we're not going to make a sound effect any longer than this. Right? But we want to spice it up. So let's look through my noises and see what I got. Lots and lots of samples. I either purchased these or found them. They're either free, like public domain, or I purchased these. Ooh. Kind of like that. All right, let's do that. We'll trim it down. Makes it more beefy, right? I really want something kind of like, you know, some kind of drone or something. That's way too long, but it's got some nice sounds in there. I like that bass hit. Let's see. So there's the bass hit right there, right? So we can trim it up to that point. Put it right here at the beginning. Ooh, this might be too much, man. This might be too heavy. Trim it all the way down to here. And then we'll just fade that sucker out. That sounds pretty substantial. So that's the original sound. Let's just try it. So we'll call this export it. And we will call this is powerful bullet export.ogg. Let's move it up to in the game folder, in the ship folder, in the sound effect folder, and we'll call it power bullet.wave. What? I didn't save it. Ship power bullet.wave. .wave, I said. Gravity, game, ship, sound effect, power bullet.wave. Render. And then I go back to Godot, and it should be there. Ship sound effect. Power bullet. And we'll just put it right there. All right. Regular bullet. Power bullet. Let's see how that sounds. In game. Straight up gruntled. He's not disgruntled. He has a high degree of gruntlement. All right. Regular bullets. All right. Power bullet. Not as powerful as I'd like. And let's see if we can... Let's just increase the volume on them. Let's make them obnoxious. That volume didn't get picked up because they're preloaded, I think. Oh, did I change the wrong one? Of course I did. That's -8. My power bullets to be louder. Really cool. Love watching you put everything together. So use Godot as well. Oh, cool. What are you using Godot for? Thank you. You making a game? Let's run this again. Alright, so here's my regular bullets. Can be nice and civilized. Go get these guys. Oh. Yeah, I think it still needs something bassy. And now that I think of it, it probably needs more screen shake. Power bullet. Alright, so my normal shake is this. Intensity 3 for 0.05 seconds. And instead I'm going to do intensity. Let's double the intensity. Intensity 6 for 0.05 seconds. Normal shake, right? Bop, 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 bop. And then power shake. Oh, yeah. Oh, feels good. Feels good. The sound effect still needs something. It needs like a... some kind of... That's kind of a neat sound. Cyberpunk futuristic platform bullet hell. I love it. I love all of those words. Do you have any pretty pictures? So one of the things I like about this app, as opposed to Audacity, is that all these edits are non-destructive, right? I can trim it, and then I can untrim it. Jeez, how long is this sound? save that guy out. Let's try this one. Why does it keep adding this? Is there a way to make that default? Oh, I see. No, yeah. So there's game, ship, sound effects, power bullet, wave. Yes, overwrite. Don't normalize it. Render. Reload. Messing around is a good way to learn, man. I love messing around. All right. Here we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so that's my regular shoots. Power shoots. I broke it. All right, what'd I do? What did I do? Just straight up broke it. Export, render to file. Gravity, game, ship, sound effects, power bullet, not powerful bullet, power bullet. Right, render. Change you to power bullet. What is going on? Let's try this again. Render to file. Maybe that's important. Power bullet. Yes. There it is. Load. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I don't know what I was doing wrong before. Regular shoots. Power shoots. Not hearing my sound. Not hearing the sound I wanted to hear. It's there. It's just too subtle. It's just too low in the mix. And when you have a bunch of bullets flying all at the same time, it's like it gets lost. This is why it's important to play them in the actual game. Because with all the other sound effects, with the music, with, you know, the animation and everything going on, things can get lost. It's not so simple as listening to it here in a pure environment, right? Yeah, it's just too subtle. I don't think I like that anyway. Let's find some other sounds. Ooh, that was neat. Let's see about that guy. This is doing a fade in and a fade out envelope. It's obnoxious, but is it obnoxious enough? Yes, delete it. Render over it, please. Huh. It's weird. Did it actually save it? It did. It's just for some reason Godot... What is going on? Godot is like not loading it. Try re-importing. Hey, thanks, Roberts. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you later. Let's close that. Reopen it. Sound effect. It's just weird. Save. Open. Power bullet. Sound effect. It's like something happened during the import that it doesn't like. Maybe it's because of the way that other app saves out the file. Don't understand what's happening. Maybe this is important. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't understand. Let's see how it sounds. What are the import files? I'll show you in a second. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't like that at all. It doesn't sound like a gun to me. So those import files are basically, let's take a file. Let's take a file and look. So if you look at your files, right, you've got textures, you've got sound effects, and Godot has to import these into the game, right, to use them. And when it does that, what the engine does is it, you know, every time you, oh, excuse me, every time you add a new wave or JPEG or a texture file or whatever, the engine scans it and reads it, right? And it converts it, sometimes it converts it into like a format that works better on the GPU for some textures. But like for image or audio files, one of the things it does is it figures out this stuff. There's an import tab here. It figures out this stuff like how long the audio file is. Where can I see this stuff? Oh, this stuff, right? It figures out the rate of the audio. If you're going to loop it, like if you say loopable and reimport, then it figures out where the looping ends, how long this file is, and where to loop back again. And it needs to do all that for performance, right? So that the engine can know what to do with these files without having to rescan them and figure it out. And all of that data, this stuff and these settings are stored in that import file. I don't know if it's a text format. We can open one and see. Yeah, it is. It's just a text format. So it shows you, here's the importer it's using, here's what it's doing with it. It creates a sample file. So it actually converts that wave file into a sample file, which the engine, this is what the engine's actually playing. And it's all the settings for doing the import. So even if you put this whole project into source control, you wouldn't add this import folder, but you would add the .import files. And then when somebody else got it out of source control and loaded up the project, it would recreate all of these files from the source with these settings, right? Yeah, metadata, exactly. And there's import files for all the images, for all the textures in the game as well, right? And so I thought if I deleted the import file, the engine would re-import it and fix itself, but it didn't. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, I don't like that sound either. I think I want more bass. I want some kind of boom. Some kind of kick. This is the other thing I like about this app is that it lets you audition the files really easily. Just a single click. And if you've got all your samples and loops and everything, it makes it pretty easy to use. This is a fun one. I downloaded this from NASA.
Now 25 seconds. We have complete clearance to launch. We are go. 20.
Watch this. Pretty cool. Let's see, beeps and zaps. Some of these are new, so I haven't really played with them. Don't like that. You know what I can do too is I could just add an instrument here. I don't want to do that. I just want to use samples. Don't like those. Bass. Little 80s bass there. Kicks. Don't like any of those. Maybe I will do a sound. Let's see. Let's pop in an instrument. Let's pop in collective. And see if we can't find something we like in here. All right, let's look at sound effects. How about that? Demolish sounds promising. Thuds. No. Sci-fi weapons. Just not sure what this needs. Shouts from the lips. Oh, it's all vocals.
Ride. Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Ride. Whoa. 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 Ride. Ride high. Hey. 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 Yeah.
Industrial sound spheres. Kicks. Ooh. Oh, let's put this baby in. This is going to be one of those sounds where you're barely going to know it's there. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. I've got my studio monitors on, and I can hear it. But on desktop speakers, you may not even be able to hear it. It is adding some punch, though. Some, like, low end, you know, chonkiness. Let's turn that down to 0. Let's see if we can add like some reverb. Yeah. There's like a secondary echo in there now with the reverb. I can feel it pulsing in my ears. And then, let's see, I can put in a, what do you call it? Equalizer. And we can pump up a device. See how that feels. See if I can export this time in one go. Power bullet. .wave. Yes. Delete it, please. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Render. Oh, it did it. Ooh, that feels almost uncomfortable in my ear. I mean, I'm gonna know something's different. There's my regular shoots. Oh. I mean, dang, I might make these my regular bullets. Okay, so that all works pretty well. I think proof of concept is nice. I like the way it feels. I like that you can pick up the coins and you can get a power up. A couple of things need to happen. The player needs to be told what has happened. So I'm thinking something big on the screen, you know, gun power increased, right? Something. And a sound effect that happens to accompany that. You know, something triumphant that tells you, oh yeah, you've got the power up. And another sound effect for when it goes away. And obviously I need to do some more work on the art on the gun just to make it more obvious that it's active. Right? Because that's not enough. And you want a sound effect when it goes away. Still feels a little bit too muffled. I want it to be crisper. It feels a little, I don't know, like you're listening to it in the other room. Like you've got cotton in your ears or something. But it's a good start. And then, you know, I'll need to update the documentation a little bit. I'll need to update the how to play a little bit to describe the pickups, you know. You need to do this, you need to do this. Oh, look, I need to change the scene. I need to fix this scene. But it's not a bad start. It's not a bad start. Yeah. So I think I'm going to call it for today. I'm going to stream again on Thursday and then again on Saturday. That's the plan. Thursday will be about the same time, 6 p.m. And Saturday will be about 12 Pacific. I also wrote 2 scripts today for new devlogs, so I'm going to have some shorter form devlogs showing up on YouTube soon. So yeah, go to gravityace.com. Tell your friends, go wishlist on Steam, follow me on Twitter, and check out my YouTube and my Discord. If you want to join, come say hi. And until then, I'll see you guys Thursday. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for helping me and watching me do my coding thing. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody.